One of the biggest mistakes I see men make is they think that there's a way to attract good women and a way to attract bad women, and somehow they're different. And if you've ever had a guy friend who's like a male stripper or VIP host, or a guy who's just been with hundreds of women, and you ask him, so every woman you've been with is a slut? They're going to be like, no, most of the women I've been with are not slutty at all. The reason why they're with me is because I'm attractive, not because I'm attractive to slutty women. And the guys get this really messed up in their head. Remember, Beyonce was cheated on by Jay-Z. And everyone looked at, you think about the philanderer that Bill Clinton was and became president of the United States. You know, regardless of what you think about Donald Trump, he fucked a porn star while his wife was pregnant and got elected to be the president of the United States. And you're worried about good guy status and bad guy status. This often happens when I have clients that come from a very, very structured upbringing. Some of my Eastern European clients are like this. Some of my the Indian continent, some of so like Sri Lanka.
Does this go back to like the Disney thing like you're talking about? Like,
no, I think it comes back to a very structured family environment growing up where it's like, okay, you want to express yourself. No, sit in the corner, Bobby, shut up. It's a very structured environment. I find that my friends that come from African-American or Latino cultures don't have this problem. They're very comfortable expressing themselves. My friends who come from Indian culture or Asian culture or from Eastern European culture, they have a very strict, their parents tell you, this is what you're gonna do for a living. You're gonna become a doctor. When they get to me, these guys are asking me permission to ask questions. This is when I know they come from these structured environments. Like, hey, Michael, is it okay if I ask you a question? I'm like, motherfucker, you're in my course. You paid to be here, and you just asked me permission to ask me a question. What are you doing? The world is not going to wait for you to ask permission, and you need to not worry so much about other people's opinions. It was very difficult for me when I started this podcast. I do it on the concepts in evolutionary psychology, which is very, very offensive to a lot of people who are feminists and work in gender studies. They really don't like my content. And I thought some of my female friends who are feminists would hate me. They would never speak to me again. And not only was I wrong, they can't wait to come on the podcast. It should go down. That's what we should see. So we'd run the experiment, and of course, what do we find? It does go down. So what should happen when men get divorced? Should it go up or down? It should go back up. And when we run the experiment, of course, we see that testosterone goes back up once men get out of a relationship. We can make an easy evolutionary hypothesis, and when we test the hypothesis, of course, it's right.